Hello everyone, welcome back to Crown My Run. I'm sorry there's been a little bit of a hiatus in the amount of videos, but I was in Paris. I know you don't give a crap about that, so we're getting straight back to the proper running content where I'm going to be going through every single one of my shoes. I've got 27 here in my flat. I think I've maybe got 33 or 34 pairs in total with some of these at my parents' house, but 27 here, and I'm going to go through every single one and say one like and one dislike. But don't worry, parkruns will be making a return this weekend when I'll be reintroducing my London parkrun series. Not sure which one I'll be doing, comment down below which one I should be trying to attempt this week. I will be going for hopefully a sub 18 of some kind. So without further ado, let's get to the shoes that are all perched right below me here, and I can't see what they are, so I'm just going to grab one by one and we will see what my likes and dislikes are about these shoes. What do we have here? Ooh, the Saucony. I was going to test my knowledge of the shoe name. This is the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 this is. My like is that I think this shoe for every type of pace is the best overall carbon shoe for easies, tempos, speed works, marathon. This is the one that this is the shoe that I took abroad to San Francisco for 2 weeks, did all of my marathon prep, 90k week, and did a half marathon. It just feels super good at any speed you throw at it. And yeah, really like this shoe. I will put up all the mileages as well, what I've done in these shoes. I think this one I've got to about 400k. Dislike of the shoe. Only dislike of the shoe is that occasionally, and I'm not sure this is particularly the shoe, I think it's more a thing that happens to me, to get a little bit of discomfort in my Achilles, but usually that's sorted by doing a runner's knot or something. Like generally this shoe is a really brilliant shoe. Good one. Number two. What we got here? There. Right. The Adidas Adizero Pro 3. Like this foam and, combination with the roll through, the carbon fiber rods is like for steady marathon effort. I think it's like my favourite shoe. It just feels so easy for me to get to sort of 420 per kilometre, which is a little bit slower than going for a 3-hour marathon, but it's like bit quick for steady, more 430s properly steady for me. But getting towards that speed, it just feels so nice. The dislike though is Adidas laces are absolutely terrible. I hate them. They're thin. I can never get a lockdown properly. I've actually got some Pegasus laces in here that you'll see shortly, and I just can't get a lockdown in it properly. I get blisters everywhere usually when I take it over maybe like 15k, yeah, my heel doesn't sit in properly, and it just takes so long to lock this shoe down. So that's my dislike. Right, number 3, the Nike AlphaFly Original. What a shoe. But we'll go to my dislikes first. And my dislike is that it's quite hard going slow in this shoe. If you do intervals in this shoe and then you have to jog around, it's so unstable, and I've got very wobbly ankles. So that's my dislike. My like is, it's just the amount of effort you have to put in to get to a certain speed is just, I feel like this is very close to being number 1. It's just such a cushioned shoe, just rolls you through perfectly with the AirPods at the front helping for a little bit of extra propulsion, and Nike got it pretty correct first off with the AlphaFly. Straight on to another Saucony Endorphin Pro, but the 4th version. I've not done a huge amount of mileage in this one, I'll put it up there. Dislike, I've seen it straight away. To get a lockdown, if you can see, I've had to tie these laces so tight at the front, and I get a little bit of lace bite there. The like is, it definitely feels like a quick shoe. I've not done too much in it, and I would say, for me, more of a 5-10k shoe rather than a marathon shoe, and that's because they've got the new, or it's not that new anymore, but in the Elite they've got the HG foam for the whole thing. For this one, it's just that the base layer here at the front where it's orange is that HG foam, which isn't quite as soft, but it's more propulsive. So it doesn't feel quite as soft as the 3, which easier on the legs for a longer marathon. For elite, probably this will be quicker for a marathon than the 3 because they're not their feet as long. But for someone more towards a 3:30 hour marathon or slower, I feel like this is more of a 5-10K shoe. That's just me. Oh, right, number 5. Oh, I'm going through some of these super shoes very quickly. So number 5, the Nike Vaporfly 2, my first ever super shoe. This is the quickest shoe for me over 5K, 100%. It is just the most, it's still the only shoe that I use that I'm like, wow, that's a super shoe. Like, it just pops you off. It feels like you're cheating. It's rapid. Dislike is, I feel like it definitely flares up like little injuries and niggles because it's just so aggressive on my hips. So I'm really careful with how I use this now. I'm really only whack it out for race day. Right, so this will be number 7. What have we got here? We got another super shoe. A trend here that I might get sucked into the hype of buying super shoes when they come out. But this is the Hoka Cielo X1, and my dislike is that the rocker is just so pronounced in here. Like, I don't know exactly where it is. It's somewhere around here, and I just feel like I land on that rocker and it just feels really awkward, and I just don't like the feeling. However, the it's actually really bloody quick. Like, when I compared it in a video a few months ago to the AlphaFly, this was the shoe that was actually closest to it in like a 3K test when I was picking my marathon shoe. AlphaFly won out just about, but this was super close. I want to do some more running in this. I'll put the distance up. I don't think I've done more than 60 or 70K in it. But yeah, I think a good shoe just feels a bit awkward to me. Whack a shoe out that I've sent to the left, keeps looking at me. So this is the New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel. I think it's the 2 or 3. I've also got the 4 here later. I'll 100% put what that is up here somewhere. Did my quickest half marathon in this at one point, the day I got it, and it felt just a lovely daily trainer. Foam was really nice and bouncy and comfortable, really enjoyed it. Dislike, probably not the shoe's fault, is that it is incredibly small. I've got my normal size in it, but it's just so damn small for my feet, and my toes were cut to pieces, blood everywhere, all over my socks. So yeah, runs very small is the dislike for that one. Oh, another super shoe, the Nike Vaporfly 3. Like I would say is I do get a little bit of lace bite at the front. Not actually dramatically bad, just occasionally. It's like at the end of a race, I notice it, but so I don't really care at the end of a race. Is, again, absolutely rapid, but it's not quite as aggressive as the Vaporfly 2, which I do actually like, definitely for a 10K or half marathon. For a 10K half marathon, I'd say this is probably my quickest shoe. It's like a mix of the original AlphaFly and the Vaporfly 2, which is just a lovely mix, isn't it? Next. Ooh, the Adidas Adizero Pro 2 that I actually got from TK Maxx for £60, so bargain. Dislike, very unstable at slow paces. It's similar to the 3, to be honest. It's not good when you're going slow, this shoe, for me anyway. And especially compared to most of my Adidas shoes, I can actually get a good lockdown in this shoe, no irritation, and it's quick. Like, I've done some very quick 1K intervals in this when I was marathon training last year. Haven't used it for a while. I remember doing 9 1Ks at like 3:30 per kilometre, which meant I should really have been able to do a 10K at that time a lot quicker than my current 38.05 PB, but whatevers. So yeah, very good shoe overall, and maybe I'll whack this out 4 or 5K at some point. Who knows, maybe this weekend. Right, number 11. I think this could be an AlphaFly. Oh no. My first ever proper shoe that was like bought for me, like just an all-out proper running shoe. I think I used to run just a normal standard trainer, but the Nike Pegasus 39, brothers got this for me just after I started running properly in June 2022 for my birthday, and my dislike for this shoe What is my dislike for this shoe? I mean, compared to modern shoes, a little bit dead, but my like for this shoe is that it's the shoe that just got me excited about running in the end and kept me in the game. This was before my shoe addiction, as you can see, and I just used this shoe for about 3 months and it got me hooked to running, so I think that's a pretty good pro. Right, this one's just popped out. Asics Metaspeed Sky Paris. Dislike. This is a bit of a strange dislike. These laces are razors. I have twice, trying to do them up, just ripped my skin straight off. They're just incredibly aggressive laces on the skin. So that's my dislike. My like is that they are the lightest shoes in the world. Similar propulsion to a Vaporfly 3, little bit stiffer than them, but very, very quick. Number 13, the Adidas Adizero Boston 10s. Yes, these are the 10s. Another TK Maxx special. I think these were $49.99, so a very good deal. Dislike, same with many of the Adidas shoes. The lockdown actually not necessarily, but it's more blisters. Past 8K, just blisters on the front, blisters around here, like inside of my heel starts peeling. I just don't get on with Adidas uppers for some reason. Light is actually up to that point, and I tried it recently again, and I was all like, oh, maybe it's different now. Like, it felt really quick still. Felt I was going at a nice sort of 430 per kilometre steady pace, but then at 8K again, the blisters appeared. So if you don't get blisters in this shoe, I think it's a pretty good one. And I know with the 11 and 12, it's got lighter and lighter. If you're generally fine with Adidas shoes, you'll probably be fine with this. And yeah, definitely look towards for those steady to tempo efforts for a Boston. Oh baby, beautiful Nike AlphaFly 3. Dislike on the AlphaFly 3. What do I dislike about this glorious shoe? I dislike that this shoe hasn't got me a PB yet. Yeah, that's quite disgusting. It should have got me a PB by now. My like, this shoe I'm sure is going to get me my most PBs. I think I could PB in every distance in this shoe. For me, it's almost got that sort of Vaporfly 2 propulsion. Not soft as the AlphaFly 1, so again for a marathon, which I'm still think this is absolutely, I mean it's definitely fine for a marathon. The world record's done with it, but I still lean towards an AlphaFly for a marathon, but for half, 10K and 5K, this shoe just feels so easy to get up to speed. That's my like. The Saucony Guide, was it around a 16? Dislike, it's pretty hard. I wouldn't want to take this much past 15K, but that's because it's got like big plastic bits here because it's the guide for stopping my pronating. And that is the pro that it definitely does a really good job at stopping my ankles rolling in. So whenever I get sore ankles, occasionally I will use this for a week for my ease, and that tends to bring any of that soreness down, and then I can go back to a lighter and more exciting daily trainer afterwards. The Nike Tempo, I think that's its name. It might have some other words in there, but generally Nike Tempo. And my dislike for this shoe is, again, it's a little bit small for me. That's all I can say, because I do like this shoe a lot. My like is that it's proper Zoom X foam for much of the front with an AirPod in for a little bit of extra propulsion. But then the rear is Nike React, and I actually think that makes it a really super stable rear. So you can take this shoe for a lot more paces than you can with quite a few super shoes. I've done a long easy 35K, like 440 per kilometre. I've actually got my 3K PB of a 10 minute, 4 seconds or something in this shoe as well. So I really do quite enjoy this shoe. It's quite a unique feeling compared to most of them. It's probably similar when you're going quickly to an AlphaFly, and you're in a 5K with an AlphaFly and you're on your toes a little bit more. It's quite similar to that, but it's quite a different feeling over going a longer distance because the rear is actually very firm and not as squishy as the AlphaFly is. The Saucony Endorphin Speed 3 like is really quick, stable shoe, good at all paces. The dislike is it's quite narrow at the front. I've got wide feet and I do get a little bit of blistering on my toes at the front. Saucony Kinvara 13, like, stable, fairly flat shoe. I think it's only like 28mm at the back and I would say 20 at the front, something like that. Very good for track workouts because you've already got the spring from the track. You don't need all the time any more spring than that. You just need a nice, comfortable, light shoe. Dislike is I can't, because I got it for £40. So find this shoe for £40, track workout, buy it. Some of the newer stuff I've got recently here, the Nike Pegasus Plus, or the Turbo 4, as it does say Pegasus Turbo on the bottom. Dislike is, I think, for easy pace, for me it's a little bit awkward, like clunky. That's about as far as I can go for the dislike. It just doesn't feel super brilliant for what should be a daily trainer at sort of easy speed. But like for every other speed, it really does feel good. But I was doing some 350 per kilometer tempo workout the other day, and it doesn't have a carbon plate, this shoe, and it really felt I was very, very close to speeds I'd be doing with a carbon plate. That just shows how good ZoomX foam is, really. The Nike Trail 4, I believe this is. Put that up. Dislike. What do I dislike? I dislike is I lost a demo in this shoe in the Beachy Head 10K. My like is very comfortable shoe, waterproof, feels quite similar to a Pegasus to me, which you'd imagine is a similar, it's the same foam, and yeah, just a very comfortable shoe for going on some trails. The Saucony Triumph 20, dislike is that bit of Achilles irritation on this one for me. A like is that really nice daily trainer, lovely cushion stack. Just, this is one to just whack the miles out and not do too much damage to your legs. Nike Streakfly. Dislike, I would say, is quite expensive for a shoe that you probably wouldn't use for that much. Only really be doing some intervals and short runs in it. And then wouldn't really race in it myself because I haven't got a carbon plate. And in this day, like, you gonna find anyone in any race wearing a Streakfly? Probably not. But my like is for doing track works and intervals, but quite short intervals. Like, it does feel really nice, and it's nice to have a little bit more ground feel occasionally. But yeah, quite expensive when I think actually when I've looked at my times comparing it to the Kinvara that I got for 40 quid, very similar. New Balance Rebel V4. This is a new one to the kitty, and this is potentially the daily trainer for me of the year. The pro is, it feels just every single pace you throw at it, the propulsion forward. It's nothing crazy, it's just a lovely little bit of propulsion forward. You don't want anything more than that, I don't think, in a daily trainer. Just, it feels so good at easy tempo, interval, marathon, whatever. It just feels lovely. It's very consistent. Some shoes are those shoes that come alive as you pick the speed up and they change sort of how you're running. But this just, it does what I want to do. It feels good, and considering that the cushion's only 30 mils at the back, I believe, like, it feels like at least a 35. It feels similar to the Pegasus Turbo Pro 4 Plus. So yeah, liking this shoe. A full review comparison with the Nike Pegasus Plus will be coming soon. The Brooks Glycerin 28, is that just the name? I think it is. Oh, the Glycerin GTS 28. Light, lovely shoe for easy miles. It's got I really actually quite like the turnover of this shoe. Works well with my stride pattern, and yeah, feels really good. The dislike is that it's a chunky, heavy boy. I think it's one of my heaviest shoes, and it's one of the only shoes, like, after sort of 5, maybe 10K, I'm like, that's a heavy boy, whereas don't usually get that on any of the shoes, and there is quite a wide range in the weights, but this one just does feel quite heavy. The Asics Kayano, I'm sure it's Kayano, I might be murdering that. The Kayano believe the 28. So it's a good stability shoe, solid all-rounder for, you can pick it up to steady, I'd say. You wouldn't want to do too much quicker than that. I did a 22 kilometer run today, and it felt very nice. And I have been dealing with a little bit of Achilles in the last few weeks and didn't get anything today thanks to the lovely stability of it. Dislike is that not that much foam in the front, and after 15k I was noticing it just felt like I was just slapping the floor, and I would like a little bit more cushion at that point. But yeah, that's the dislike. It's an AlphaFly. One more shoe down here. It's the Hoka Rocket X2. Like would be that it's very quick, as you would hope from your, or one of your premium super shoes from Hoka. It's slightly lower stack height at the back and front, so a little bit more of ground feel, a little bit more natural it feels running in this shoe. So I do quite like doing intervals in this as much as I can to avoid relying on this just massive stack heights. Dislike is that, and maybe that's sort of leads into it, is that for training, I don't like taking it really more than a 16, 17, 18k, just because other shoes are better, I would say, at doing that, but that's about as much as I would say. I mean, you can take this shoe on any distance, and yeah, I do really like this shoe. It's very soft and squishy and repulsive. Actually, I'm going to give you another like for this shoe, is this is quite good at slow paces as well, compared to other shoes. Not quite as good as the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 at the slow paces, but quite similar. So I love this shoe. Oh, so we're done. That is a roundup of all 27 shoes in my collection that are in my flat currently. I hope you learned something about these shoes that could help you towards purchase, but put any questions and comments down below and I will definitely get back to you and answer them. And anyone wants a full review of any of them, also drop that down below. Like I said, the New Balance Rebel V4 versus the Nike Pegasus Plus review will be coming soon, as they are two monster shoes, I would say, that have come out in the last couple of months. So thank you for watching, everyone. Tune in at the weekend for a brand new parkrun video. And yeah, put down below where I should go in London. And then the week after, I also probably will be doing the Auction 10k. So we'll be back to racing soon. Hopefully the brothers can also get me some content as well. Come on, D&W. Let's go.